Let's turn to this now. The Democratic Alliance in Gauteng has accused the African National Congress in the province of grave disrespect and contempt of the legislature during the State of the Province debate. DA Councillor Jack Bloom says Premier Panyaza Lesufi arrived late while Solly Msimanga was speaking and accused him of absenting himself various times. Jack Bloom joins us now for more on that. Jack, good to have you and thank you very much for your time. You tweeted a little bit earlier on. When you tweeted, the seats were quite empty. What time was that tweet? What was happening? And why were those seats empty?
Well, today was the State of the Province debate. With great fanfare, Premier Lesufi had his speech at Nasrec. And, in a democracy, this used to be called the no confidence debate. It's one of the major debates of the year. And you would expect that the Premier should be there, take notes, and then he replies to the debate. Well, what happened that at 10 o'clock this morning we were supposed to start, and when the debate started off with the leader of the opposition, Solly Msimanga, he got up and Premier wasn't there. Premier, as I recall, only came in about 15 minutes into his speech, which I think is just absolutely disgusting. Then the ANC as a whole seemed to drift in and out, and the Premier himself was there, and then he was not there. And when I tweeted that picture of an absolutely empty ANC bench, it was towards the end of the debate, and the EFF leader was speaking, and it appears that they may have deliberately absented themselves when you're speaking, which is just wrong. I mean, we are a democracy. We have to hear all points of view. And, how is the Premier supposed to reply to the debate if he's not even listening to the debate? Why have a debate at all if you're not going to notice what the opposition is saying and respond rationally? And so that it's called accountability, it's called democracy, and we didn't see that today.
Is there any notable reason given for why the Premier would have been late, why the Premier would have drifted in and out, so as why the other ANC members would have done the same?
Well, he needs to account for himself, and I think you should ask him that question. I just think that he just wasn't attentive, didn't think it important enough, thought that, he'd made a great State of the Province address on Monday and didn't need to reply to what the opposition had to say about it. Maybe they were boycotting the EFF leader in particular at that time, but that's also wrong. We disagree strongly with various parties in the legislature. We listen to them with respect, and they listen to us. It should be a matter of free debate, and I think in the reply to the debate you should give rational arguments. So the upshot of this was that DA leader Solly Msimanga gave a very considered and comprehensive speech, a fair amount of which the Premier wasn't there to listen to, and he wasn't there for some of the other speeches as well. And then, I don't know what message is being sent out here. I think that Premier Lesufi is rather arrogant. He thought that it made his big promises on Monday evening, and that he didn't need to account for them. But he's a man of big promises and little delivery. One of the things that we said today in the debate was that he made these many similar promises a year ago, and they hadn't been fulfilled. But now an election's coming up, so people can make up their minds. I think there was arrogance displayed, and people should vote, and if arrogant politicians should be voted out, in my view.
And I mean, your time, Jack, I know I've spoken to you for a number of years, so you've been in that legislature for a while. Is this something that is recent behavior, or has there been a trend and kind of pattern that displays the arrogance that you say?
It's unprecedented. I'm the only member of the legislature who was elected in 1994, so I know all the premiers, and every single premier previous to Lesufi treated the legislature with respect. I can't recall anything like this at all. every previous Premier sat diligently through the SOPA debate. They took notes and they took some care to reply to each point made. But here, Premier Lesufi is so full of himself, doesn't feel that he has to account or explain some of these promises. In fact, he looked pretty uncomfortable throughout, so maybe he wasn't enjoying all the points that were made. So in all my years of the legislature, it's now 30 years, absolutely unprecedented, and I think that he should be held to account for it, and he needs to explain it. Why was he so inattentive?
All right, Jack Bloom, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us. Jack Bloom there of the